Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I'm Derek Schulmer. It's 4th of July is around the corner, and red, white, and blue is nice. A lot of cocktails you make that are red, white, and blue are just garbage. They're just absolute garbage. Don't make cocktails because it looks cool. Make cocktails because they taste cool, because that's how cocktails should be. This frozen daiquiri, frozen strawberry daiquiri, it's going to probably cost you under above $1.90 per drink, because it has just strawberries, lime, simple syrup, which is just sugar, and that's cheap, and rum. And honestly, when I did out the math, this bottle of rum here, 750, maybe this is 750, probably. But in either case, when you divide this out, this is just barely over the cost of what that lime cost me. So there's that. The recipe is going to be 1.5 ounces of rum, light rum, typically, but choose your favorite. 1 ounce of simple syrup, 3/4 ounce of lime, and 4 to 5 strawberries. I'm gonna use 5, and I'm not using ice because I bought a bag of strawberries. You can buy these. These are Wegmans. I think it's Wyman strawberries, frozen strawberries. I buy a bag of frozen strawberries all the time. Usually I add them protein powder, stuff like that for after exercising. But in either case, you can use them for the opposite, for poisoning your body. I did out some math. 48 ounces worth of these strawberries comes to about $10. I had a 4-pound bag of sugar, cost about $3.60. I divided that out into ounces. This is a rich simple syrup recipe, so you want to use a sweeter simple syrup. However, I'm going to cheat for speed, but you can make your own simple syrup at home. For a rich simple syrup, you just do 2 to 1. So you're going to do 2 cups of sugar to 1 cup of water, or you can divide that out. Just keep the ratio the same, 2 to 1. I'm just going to use some classic gum syrup, which is a rich simple syrup that just has some gumminess to it to make it a little smoother. Bacardi, $13.49. I did the math out. It comes out to about 80 cents because we're using 1.5 ounces for this. And my lime this week cost me 50 cents. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this into some sort of blender. So factor that into your pricing if you don't have a blender, or muddle it with like a muddler for like a couple bucks. If you buy the bartender starter kit at awesomedrinks.com, I already have one. Muddle the strawberry and just shake it with ice. I'm using frozen strawberries, so I don't have to deal with the ice problem. And you're probably going like, Derek, but there's no water in there, so it's the dilution is not going to be the same. Probably not. But when you're making frozen drinks, typically you want your alcohol content to be high because of the ice and everything that gets kind of put in there. It's going to be cold. It's going to numb the tongue a little bit, so you're going to not necessarily taste that booziness that you get if the drink was warm. Let's squeeze out 3/4 ounce of lime. Obviously, my first recommendation is you make these in like serving sizes of 5, 10, or just buy a bottle. 1.5 ounces, you're probably going to get like a good 8 to 10 servings out of this, maybe a little bit more if you do the math right and not just wing it like I just did. We're going to add our lime. We're going to do 1 ounce of simple syrup, rich simple syrup. That's going to help accent the strawberries. And you don't need to go crazy with your rum selection for this, which is why Bacardi works really well, because it's a Puerto Rican rum, and a lot of Puerto Rican rums tend to be neutral on flavor. So you're not going to get a whole ton of crazy flavor profile that's going to kind of clash with the strawberries. You could probably tone down the sweetness a little bit, bring in like I don't know where my Mount Gay went, but a Mount Gay rum or something that's got a little bit of like vanilla flavor from the barrels aging that isn't filtered out and stripped down clear. Plus it's from a different island. A lot of other islands have different flavor profiles. What I probably wouldn't do in this case is use something like Myers's, because not only is that Jamaican funk going to really get in the way, but it's going to be just dark and rich and bold. And this drink is really designed for the strawberries to stand out. Now I'm just using my little Ninja blender here. Usually I use it for like shakes and stuff like that. I hope it works. But obviously you could use a large blender if you have one with many, many more servings. And if you want to accent this and make it even colder, or if you're going to be at the pool, where I am not right now, you could add additional ice to this just to both bring in the volume, because you're probably going to be serving a lot of these. People are probably going to be drinking a lot of these, and you don't want them to walk away stumbling, especially near the pool. So add a little bit more ice, boom, bring up the volume. They're not going to know. It's going to taste like strawberries and rum. Can you use real strawberries? Sure you can. You're just going to have to hull them, get the little tops off and all that. It's kind of a pain in the ass. And then when you start doing that, here's the issue. You do that, you add a little ice to it, maybe a little sugar on top, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, I should have just bought a mix. And then there you are. You've compromised your integrity by buying a crappy product. This way, you can make it as cold and as chill as you want, dilute it as much as you want, and you don't have to go crazy in the ice because it's already a frozen strawberry. Just give it a try. So the one problem With this, if you don't fill this thing all the way, probably the same thing with a real blender. If it's not full near to capacity, a real blender usually has different stages of blade, so it's okay. This one starts to kick the fruit up to the top as it's blending, and it doesn't get as macerated into that strawberry. But I do like to have a little bit of a snack while I'm eating it, so it's fine. It has a little bit of kick of rum, but the strawberry and the sugar, just bringing that sugar and strawberry together, which extracts a lot of that great strawberry flavor, that fresh strawberry flavor. Because frozen strawberries are just flash frozen strawberries. If you want to go straight up, go do whatever makes you happy. But this has that nice strawberry sweetness. It has a little bit of that rum, but it's not enough to like give you any burning sensation and that taste of ethanol. New drinkers, not a big fan of that type of alcohol taste when they're taking the sip, yet even experienced drinkers know that this thing has some body to it. 1.5 ounces for this specific drink is good because you're really recommended to use 4 to 5 strawberries. I always go with the higher number because why would you go lower? But if you wanted to bring up the alcohol to like 2 ounces and keep the sugar the same, just add yourself like 6 strawberries, or just keep dumping the strawberries in until it gets the taste that you want. More than likely, this is a cocktail that if you serve it amongst a bunch of people, no one's going to be like, ooh, it's too sour, or ooh, it's too sweet. It's just a good, proper balance, and the strawberries do all the distracting. The light rum plays just where it needs to play. It allows you to get a little bit better at cornhole without drowning yourself in the pool, so you got that going for you. So happy 4th of July. I understand the political climate, it's a mess right now. It's probably going to be a mess for a while, but we still live in the best country in the world. So keep that in mind when you're making strawberry daiquiris poolside this year. Happy 4th of July.